don't we open it up to a little bit of Q&A, and we can kind of jam. Anyone else have anything they want to share? If not, we'll bring
Yeah,
someone up
Asher, I
here.
just want to add. I just want to add. Vega is the first of its kind. Vega is running a custom-built data center form factor ASIC that was in collaboration with Bitmain, the largest manufacturer of ASIC mining machines. Many listeners on the call will have heard about NVIDIA and how they disrupted the data center space by the densities increasing. Traditional data centers were 10, 20 kilowatts a rack and were mostly air cooled. And with the latest generation, the Blackwell series GPUs, you'll hear that the density requires liquid to chip cooling because they're over 100 kilowatts a rack. At Vega, we are running direct liquid cooling to chip ASICs in a density factor of almost 200. We're designed to go up to 200 kilowatts a rack at Vega, which is a future-proof design on the next generation, next iteration of Bitcoin mining. Wanted to add that in as well.
All right, so why don't we open it up? I think we can start. We
Sure.
we
I
yeah.
can
Let's open it up.
I can start going through Q&A and get the
Matt,
first.
yeah, Matt. Matt. I think Ryan's got a
Oh,
queue
perfect.
going. So
Excellent.
let him just run it. Let's bring on. I think Dylan, Kyle, Ryan. Why don't you open it up and let's go. All right, we got Bitcoin mining stock guy. Perfect. First question. Right.
What's up, guys? Hey, I love the energy. You're gonna need it. This is like the most competitive business in the world, right? So my first question is, are you guys starting in Texas?
Yeah, so we have sites, as I believe you may know, we have sites in Texas. The Salt Creek site has new machines going into it now. The Vega site is being built. I'm sure you've all seen photos on the Hut 8 page, and you'll see it on the American Bitcoin page soon as well. So we have a pretty big footprint in Texas.
Got it. And then, so the aim is to go public. What is there a timeline for that?
We're working on it pretty actively. That's a big part of the strategy, is being able to go public, continue to scale and grow. And so we'll look at a private financing, and then afterwards, in parallel, look at a go public. But we're going on that pretty quickly, and it'll be in kind of the short to medium term. That's the goal.
So, I mean, is that based on like where you guys are today, or do you need to further expand exahash, uh, raise capital prior to going public?
Yeah, so we'll share more on that, as I'm sure you respect. Where Hut 8 is a publicly traded company, and so we can share more on that in kind of upcoming disclosures and announcements. But we are today a publicly traded miner. We were able to go from 5.5 to 10 exahash essentially overnight by saying, "Hey, we're buying new machines." I've always told the world, plugging in machines is easy. Building infrastructure that can run these machines at low cost is the hard part. And at Hut 8, that's where we've really focused on and doubled down on as a company. And so I think you'll see our ability to accelerate hash rate faster than you've ever seen before. And we're excited to show the market both the speed of being able to do that, the cost of being able to do that, and the ability to maintain strong unit economics.
And then with respect to the HODL strategy, what's the priority? I mean, it sounds like the focus is, become the best miner and then, develop a premium, invest into Bitcoin by buying it. Is that correct?
So we do plan on holding some or all of the Bitcoin that we do mine. So that's a part of the strategy here. And over time, as American Bitcoin builds up its strategic reserve, then on Hut 8 side, we'll use our kind of HODL and invest in the infrastructure. And so American Bitcoin will be the full Bitcoin proxy. Shareholders in Hut 8 will have the energy infrastructure. We'll obviously own American Bitcoin through the ownership stake. And then if you want to invest directly into the Bitcoin proxy itself, people will have the ability to do so. And so we're very, very excited for what that creates and what that allows us as a business to go and create value for all of our shareholders. And so as a result, I think the mindset and the goal is, how do we drive and how do we build a really efficient way to accumulate Bitcoin, in a much more scalable fashion with a weighted average cost lower than we could just go out into the market and buy it at any given time.
And
Thank you.
thoughts on
Yeah.
question. Thoughts on like your own pool? Is that the direction
We're
you're heading in?
not the business today. We're double down focused on really. We obviously control the hash rate when we own it, and the decisions that come with that ability, and we believe is important for American domiciled companies to control and own as much hash rate as they can and be able to be good stewards of the network. But no immediate plans there. Thank you very much. For your questions, and then I think for future folks that hop on, let's limit it to kind of one or two questions, so that way we give people the opportunity to come on and ask questions as well, because we have a limited amount of time here. And please direct the questions around American Bitcoin specifically. We'll have a separate X Spaces at 4 o'clock for Hut 8 and what this means to Hut 8. So let's have the questions focus around American Bitcoin. Thanks, everybody. Lior, I think you're on now.
Yeah, appreciate it. Really exciting stuff. Been a proud investor since the USBTC days. Question for Matt. You were with USBTC before the Hut 8, transaction, and then you left and came back. Just curious how you thought about that process.
Oh, hey, Lior. Yeah, we're getting the band back together. No, that's a good question.
Yeah.
I was with Mike and Asher, one of the early builders at USBTC, and we accomplished a tremendous amount there, right? Small footprint turned into a big miner very rapidly. And so those learnings are something that we want to apply here in the ABTC situation, right? But it's actually not really about looking backwards at that. It's really about what's going to come next, right? Now we've got great partners, Eric and Don are both speaking towards kind of the new environment we're entering, their vision for what this can be. I mean, there's really nothing out there like this, and I had to be part of it. I mean, this is the opportunity to build the pure play Bitcoin reserve right here on American soil with the capital efficiency and the speed that no one else can touch. And so, yeah, I'm fully back, man. I mean, let's take it.
Look at his profile photo. That American flag. He's a perfect person for the job. All right, Kelly. I think you're on.
Thank you for holding the space, and also thank you to the Trump brothers and also the American Bitcoin. I think this is incredible. The question I have is, it's seeming like, especially with the strategic Bitcoin reserve on the horizon for the U.S. and what we've seen with Strategy and also with Metaplanet, is there any sort of plan that you can discuss, or if it's not discussable yet, in regards to American Bitcoin having some sort of basically protocol or plan beyond the mining aspect, but debt offerings or other ways to raise to actually build their own Bitcoin reserve as well?
Yeah, I guess I can jump in, and whoever from the team can feel free to jump in as well. I think, Kelly, to what we can share is we will use all kind of financial mechanisms that we're able to in order to grow this business in a thoughtful and capital efficient way, right? And so you've seen these 0% converts in the market that have done really well. You've seen equity raises. Ultimately, our job is very clear. We want to accumulate Bitcoin. We want to accumulate it at a low cost average, and we want to do so in a creative way to all of our shareholders, including all the people on this call. That's our goal. That's our vision, and we're going to go scale that vision.
Yeah, I mean, I would just add and say, like, the goal here is to accumulate Bitcoin cheaper than you can buy it, right? That's our superpower. We control the operations. We have low cost energy and best in class hardware. So the more sats on the balance sheet, the better. Low cost basis and super great long term upside. And we're patient, right? So we're gonna be, we're patient in our view and impatient in our speed. So we want to get big fast.
And you mentioned Strategy and Metaplanet. I'll just add that at the core thesis, this is meant to be exposure to the best exposure to owning Bitcoin. As a miner, obviously we manufacture, we produce Bitcoin at a discount to spot, a substantial discount to spot, but we will be very opportunistic in ways where we can increase Bitcoin exposure and ownership for our shareholders when we see windows of opportunity and can be accretive.
Did we crash the spaces?
No,
Are we still on?
we got Sean up next. Sean, take it away.
Great, thanks. First of all, congrats to the Trump brothers, Don Jr. and Eric, for winning the fight after a mafia was attacking your family for such a long time. I feel like a lot of us in the crypto industry have kind of been going through the same thing. And what you guys did for our industry, we owe you forever. And you keep standing up for us, you keep your promises, and just thank you for that. I really appreciate it.